Today's video is sponsored by Upside. So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. I'm out here at the new building site doing some clearing. Things are going pretty well, but I just came to a standstill. Got a leak here on the excavator. Hopefully it just needs tightened. It's this hose right here. That's the one that controls the thumb. In a few minutes here, I'll head over to the wood yard and get my toolbox. It always works out that way. I always keep a toolbox in the back of the buggy. But I was down at the wood yard doing something this morning, took the toolbox out, and there it sits. But I'm starting to get to the point where I'm deciding which trees to keep and which ones need to go away. The building's 64 feet long. I'll bring a tape measure out with me. I'd like to keep that maple right there. The ones that are nice and tall and straight and look healthy, I don't mind having them near a building. It's anything with a Y on it that you got to watch out for. Like this right here, this comes down regardless. But wherever you get those Ys in a tree like this, you get rain, rot, and it just kind of breaks apart, and eventually one side or the other or both will fall down, and I definitely want to get them out of here. But the nice ones, I want to try to keep as many as I can for shade. Like that nice oak right there. Maybe that maple right there, leave that one. I'll just have to see, kind of start staking out where I want the building. The road's not going to come in right there. It's going to come in over there. So I want some room in front of it, but really, front of the building's probably going to be somewhere in here. Yeah, I think that nice one back there is going to have to go. I also need to find a place to burn. I'll bring the big skid loader out later on with a grapple, start cleaning up all these piles before they get too carried away. But I got 4 or 5 big piles of brush that I need to combine. I just need a good spot to burn, and I haven't found it yet. I know one thing though, it's gonna have to rain before we burn, that's for sure. I think it's been like 12 days, maybe even 13 days since we had any rain. It's dry. But right now I'm gonna head over, probably run the hunt man somewhere. Got a couple things to do. Then I'll bring my toolbox out, fix the excavator, do a little cleanup, and then we will get the skid loader and the grapple and go from there. All right, I got my toolbox. Hopefully this hose just needs tight. I think that's all it is. You know how that goes. As long as I don't work the thumb, it won't leak. Yep, it's just loose. That's good. So I think we'll all agree, everyone wants to know an easy way to earn money. Well, I have good news. I know what that is. Use the Upside app like I do. It's a free app. It's the easiest way to get cash back on things that you're going to spend money on anyway, like filling up the tank, grabbing a bite to eat, or stocking up on essentials. The top Upside earners are making as much as $300 per month, and there's over 100,000 gas stations, restaurants, and grocery stores on the Upside app, so earning cash back is just right around the corner. And I'm sure many of you are wondering, yes, it is real cash back. It's not confusing rewards or points or credits or anything like that. It's real cash that you can have deposited right into your bank account. It's also really easy to use. All you do is open up the app, you look for offers in your area, whether it be for gasoline, groceries, or a restaurant. Click on the offer to accept it, follow the steps on the app, and you get real cash back. People can earn 3 times more cash back with Upside than any other product. This includes loyalty programs and credit card rewards. 1 million cash back is being earned by users each week. Top Upside earners are making as much as $300 a month. To find out how much you could earn, click the link in the description to download Upside and use code Morgans to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas, or scan the QR code here to claim this offer. I'll tell you what I'm going to do later today. I'm going to take a nap. For sure. I'm exhausted today. I didn't sleep well at all last night. I went to bed too late, for starters, and then Melissa and the grandkids, they had a little sleepover last night, so they were over in the building. So I was in the house with the dogs and with Hunter. Hunter went to bed, but when Melissa's not there, those dogs, it was just a long night, let me say that. And then like at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2:30, Piper wants to go outside. She's scratching at the door. I'm like, okay. I go up, I open the door. She just looks out there for a minute, turns around, goes back to sleep. 3 o'clock, 3:30, Axel thought he heard something. He's just randomly barking, got him quieted down. And the whole time, Archie is just kind of clinging to me because Melissa wasn't there. And it was a rough night. It was. Probably went to sleep at 11:30 and was up on and off throughout the night. And then about 5:36, just figured, might as well get on with the day. Well, it is catching up with me. I can't hang like I used to. I just can't. I need a good night's sleep. Alright, before we knock any more trees down, we're going to have to start getting rid of some brush piles. And I need a good place to burn. And Levi's working on that right now. He's over there on the mini skid, Just cleaning that up. There's a little bit of buckwheat there, but most of it is that Japanese stilt grass. We want to get rid of all that, and that's where I will carry everything to burn down there, because right below it is some firewood poles plus some more junk. That'll be close to where I'm burning. And then whatever is left down over the hill there, I got a big stump pile. That's where we'll take everything that's left. I'd walk over there and show you the brush cutter, but you don't want to be anywhere near the front end of that thing. On the machine, you're good. Nothing comes backwards, but you will get stuff fly out the front. I'll go back and get the big skid loader while he's finishing that up. All right, I am making some progress out here. I'm using the big skid loader and the big Virnig grapple. I would have to say this right here, it's easy to run, but then again, you have to be, how do I say this? You want to be most careful. You should be careful all the time, but pay particular attention to what you're doing when you're running a setup like this. Skid loaders are kind of difficult to see out of. You're picking up piles of brush and logs that are, you know, some of those logs are 35 feet long. You're trying to get them between trees. I'm just saying, you can get into a lot of trouble with a big heavy duty grapple like that and a big skid loader, because it's got loads of power. Or even if you're going into a brush pile, you want to make sure everything's going the same direction. You know, if something's sticking out this way, if you go into it too fast, it could come right into the cab at you. The back of this grapple, you know, it's solid in the back, but there's still room up above if you go into it wrong. You just have to be careful. You know, it's easy to get carried away with all that power and just start ripping and tearing, but you can also rip and tear up you or your machine. So just a little safety alert there. But they are difficult to see out of, especially behind you. You're concentrating on what you're doing in front of you. But the way I run those is I'm constantly remembering what's behind me. You know, when you can see something, you look at it, you take a mental note of it, and you know there's a tree over there, there's a stump over there. and you just have to pay attention. So I'm definitely making some headway here. I took down 4 or 5 trees today. I got a couple big brush piles cleaned up. That one is almost done. Tomorrow I'm going to come out here. Tomorrow, the next day. I think I have something tomorrow, but I need to kind of start staking out the building, just kind of a rough stake in, and then we'll determine what trees need to come out of here and over here where the road comes through. There's some big ones right here. This is going to take some time. This is why I'm considering renting a larger excavator. I mean, that stump on that tree is going to be ginormous. The base of that's over 3 feet. I don't know. We'll just have to see how it goes. And I like digging the stumps out instead of grinding them, just because everything's gone. You know, I went back and forth on that. When I cleared all the trees out there, it was a ton of work getting all those stumps out. But I will say I can run a tiller through there, and I'm never hitting roots or anything like that. There's nothing in there but dirt. And I do like that, but it's a lot of work getting stumps out. Moving dirt is easy. The tree work, the clearing, that's the difficult part. But I'm just looking right here. That's the road straight out there between the buggy and the skid loader. It's gonna come right through here. This tree could technically stay, but it's already got some damage to it. There's a big Y on it. We'll take that one down. That cherry down right there. Probably this little oak right here, but I can leave that really nice little white oak there and that big red oak over there. We can leave all them. I should bring a can of paint with me tomorrow too. Just make a decision and go with it. You know what I mean? Put a paint mark on it, it's gonna go. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at these deer. Do you see that deer right there? They have been all around me all day today, and I can't understand it. It's coming right at me. But anyway, I would like to see us get some rain. It's been real dry, but I need to get some rain so I can start burning on that big brush pile. Because if I just keep knocking trees down, my pile is going to be ginormous. I could always make 2 piles and then just have the fire, you know, once I can burn, get it going, then move from the other pile into the fire. But be nice to get some rain. It is dusty and dry. But anyway, I think that's about it for today's video. I appreciate y'all being here, and I will catch you on the next one.